Hello YouTube, this is Intuitive Retta. How are you? I'm going to do my monthly Biden reading. I also wanted to have a discussion about I'm looking for another nurse to have a discussion about many different topics. And if you are in many different topics here online where we could just have a discussion about where nurses is now and how long you've been a nurse and what have you seen in the changes and policies and patient care and rights and all that. I want a discussion about that. And so if you're interested, email me at intuitiveretta@gmail.com where we can, here online, we can have a discussion. I'm looking for that, a real depth, because I've seen a lot of changes and thought processes and the things that I seen that was changing in the healthcare field, and about, the so-called shortage of nurses and that. So if you're interested, email me at intuitiveretta@gmail.com. If you would like your own personal reading, also contact me at intuitiveretta@gmail.com. The link to my email will be, will be below. If you make sure you subscribe, comment on this video, like or dislike, that's up to you. So I want to talk about doing this reading on Biden. If you remember, it was so funny. I can't seem to find a deck that kind of connects with Biden, or Biden's energy, that my spirit guides and his energy and stuff kind of connect with. If you look back on my old Intuitive Retta channel, for those who've been here for a long time, for years and years and years, and those that are new, you'll see a difference. Like when there was a flow, and there was two decks that was prominent in all my readings on Trump and his administration, which was the Paladina deck that seemed to really flow with him. And also, I think it was the Wildwood deck that just seemed to flow. Like, I felt like I wasn't even in my body, that the words that were coming out my mouth were just like flowing out. And it was so smoothly. Whether or not I like Trump or not, it was just his energy. Even though he had a lot of protection around him, his energy had a voice, and it was a voice not to be, stifled or, misrepresented or anything. So it was very clear and concise. I can't seem to find a deck, because if you guys realize, I've talked about it. Even though you guys may not believe in magic, the esoteric, this and that, trust and believe the elites, the rich people, the companies, they do. All you have to do, because the language of the esoteric, the magically, the ritualistically, the other side is in symbols. So that's why you're seeing symbols. You always see symbols everywhere. And if you don't understand the language of these symbols, then you're missing a lot. Also, that if you remember in learning, is that things can be implemented or planned in your head and you don't even realize it. Like, you could be programming, something could be programming you without you even realizing it, because you're not catching the symbols. Like, your eyes seeing something and subconsciously knowing what it means, than you consciously knowing. It's two different things. So a movie, you're thinking, you're watching a movie surface level, enjoying it, but you're not catching the underlying images and talk that the images are doing to you on another level, because you don't understand that language. I always say, look at Tex Mars, not because I think Tex Mars books are awesome, but he has a book that will make you think. It shows you different symbols that you will realize for hundreds and hundreds of years they've used these same symbols. And you're like, why are these people? Because as many pictures as I have taken of myself, I don't think I've ever, had some of these symbols, so why are they doing it? And you'll see it from generation to generation back that the same people in power were using these symbols as the stars and all that. So it's Kodak Magica. So if you look at Tex Mars Kodak Magica, it's an excellent book. And even Fritz Springmeier, how to make something about uncontrollable mind control slave, or how to, I can't think of it. I read the book. I think it's even on YouTube in audio. So like someone else is reading it and it's audio. How to make an undetectable mind control slave. I think that's what it's called. So like I said, things are in symbols. Like if you look at Apple, the apple means something. Gateway, the Microsoft symbol means something. McDonald's, the golden arches means something. Google means something. Firefox means something. And esoterically, the VW on the German car means something. So if you don't understand that language, then you're missing a lot. And it's the same thing with the cards and my spirit guides and the energy of like Biden or something. It's like the language is not clear and concise. It could be because he has a cognitive problem. And it's hard to connect. But I'm not finding the right symbols on the cards to kind of interpret him the best. So reading him lately is like pulling teeth, even though I'm getting a reading on him and it's accurate, but it's not as smooth and as flowing as some of the readings. Like if you looked at my old Trump, anybody that was in his administration, I was able to kind of like, boom, hit him. This one's going to be a traitor. Even with Pompeo, I don't like Pompeo as a person and his policies and stuff, but I said, oh, if he gets the Secretary of State, he's going to do a good job. You know what I'm saying? So I was like really connected. The energy was very flowing. And Trump has an energy his energy is just like him. It has a voice. So I'm still trying to find Biden. So yeah, so I got the Ellis deck here. I got Pam's deck. Pam, I can't think of your deck's name I can't think of it right now. I'm sorry, but I'm using your deck, Pam. And then I also have the Zero deck, and I'm just using that deck, and we'll see. I'm just trying to find a deck so that anytime I do a monthly reading on, Biden, I can just pick it up and I know it's going to be smooth. But so far, I'm not finding that with any of my decks. Like, yeah, I think it was the Wildwood and the Paladina for Trump just worked awesome. So, before we go into Biden, someone wanted to know about how this year is going to work, 2002, the Lovers and Devil, in regards to the illegal immigrant situation in the border. So I'm just going to draw some cards real quick, and then I'll get into the Biden thing. Okay. How's 2022 going to impact? What's going to go on with the they're not immigrants. In the illegals trying to pass the border and stuff situation. Okay, what's funny is, if you think of the Queen of Pentacles, she has a plan, she implements it on a physical level. So this was a plan. You know what I'm saying? So these immigrants coming in, and this is a plan. Also, I think it's funny is the Queen of Pentacles, it could represent who's supposed to be in charge, which is Kamala Harris. But it is a plan, and it's for someone. It's for financial and monetary gain. So not only financial, but even physical gain, property gain. So a lot of people are thinking like, okay, they're bringing these illegals and they're putting them all over the country to change demographics and voting, that could be too. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the monetary gain, the property gain. But also, this was a plan. So the queen is always the planner and executor of that plan. Like the king is like the overseer. You know what I'm saying? But the queen is the one who thinks it up, the strategizing, and implements it. So there is actually a plan, and it's like people are making a lot of money in regards to these illegals. It's a very selfish, you know, even though it's a plan. This is the page. The page is one step higher than the knight. The knight just does shit. You know what I'm saying? The page, she has some thought to it, but her execution still isn't well because it's an emotion. It comes from an emotional place. So, yeah, even though there's a strategic plan, there was a strategic plan for it. Right now, the plan is built on people's emotions. People's emotions. But what's also crazy is the Seven of Swords, which is about betrayal. And this is what the American people are feeling beaten. Like, I still see that there are the people that are, if you look at this card, the people are like, oh, there's, you know, let them in, this and that. They are firm on their swords, right? On their thoughts and their ideas. But you got the American people that are trying to hold on to some semblance of something, but they're beaten. They feel betrayed. But there's no remorse there. So, 2022. And people are celebrating it. And this is all about given to some and taken from others. Given to some and taken from others. And people are celebrating this. Someone, the overseer, is happy about this. So I don't see anything really changing. Even though they're saying go back to the Trump policy stuff, I don't really see anything changing in regards to the illegals. Even though if they go back to the Trump policy. So right now in 2022, I see that this was a plan that was implemented. It was implemented, and right now the part of the plan is like going crazy. But they don't really care. And it's from taken from some to give to another. There's people are making money off of this, and the people at the top are happy in regards to this. They like seeing this. Okay, so let's go. So I want to see, remember I said the year 2022 is the Lovers and the Devil. That's the energy for 2022. So that's the vices, that's the little devil on your shoulder. It's about choices, whether good or bad. If you're an adulterer, you're going to cheat. If you're a drug addict, you're going to, you know, get more. Or people who are prone to these things are going to, it's going to be triggered. Joe Biden is the high priestess, you know, judgment and justice, which if he wasn't having some sort of dementia, people's public opinion, like his polls are really down. If he was with it, that's how come I know he's not really with it too much, because public opinion means a lot to him. And that's why he was always, like before, a moderate Democrat, because public opinion, him staying even keel, whether I agree or disagree with his things. His whole career, he was more a kind of, you know, moderate Democrat, right? And now all of a sudden, it's like anything goes. And that's because he's not cognitive there. And all the outcry in his polls, if he was with it, he would be trying to change things for public opinion to like him better or want him better. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell that he's not able to read a room. So him personally is the magician, so anything is possible this year. Many changes, but he's always going to land on his feet. The problem is his personal energy is the magician, which is the ritual, which is the executioner, which is the fixer. Whatever he thinks of, he's going to do. So what the problem with that is the energy with the Lovers and Devil. So it's going to be a lot of, he's going to do things, but it's going to be on regards to ego, on regards to vices, you know? So that's not too good, you know? So he had the energy of the magician is like anything possible. When you have that energy, you can cure world hunger. You know, anything. It's possible, you know? And the problem is, and he's also really, if, like I always say, these elites, sometimes they don't believe in the same God we do. This, you know, so he is the magician. His words are going to be very ritualistic, meaning that, and that's because he's probably president, but, you know, he says something, it's going to affect many. That's what a ritual is. You know, when someone, it affects change, or good or bad, you know. People don't realize energy is energy. You know, it's the intention behind that energy. There's no such thing as good or bad magic. It's intention behind it. So let's just see. I'm going to do the 3 cards. His head, the administration, and then his family. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm using the Ellis deck. Oh, you can't even. I'm going to have to try to. You guys know I have this damn thing jerry-rigged. So I'm going to try to fix this so you guys can see him better. I'm still sewing. I'm going to do another video to show you the dog jacket that I had a pattern for, but I had to kind of change that pattern. So let me see if I can move back a little bit. Whoops, that's there. I don't want to drop this. Okay. You'll probably see all my cloth on the floor that I just cut yesterday. You'll see all these cloths on there. Okay, let me use Pamela for the energy. So just excuse what little mess you see, because I'm in the midst of sewing projects. And even though I'm a Virgo and they think Virgos are organized, no, I'm not organized that way. Only way I'm organized is like when I was like doing a med pass, or if I'm doing a task. But like if you would ever see my med card while I'm doing a med pass, you would be like, oh my God, a bomb jumped on it. But trust me, believe me, I had a piece of paper about what times things had to be done and this and that. So it's controlled chaos. I'm not that kind of Virgo where I wish I was. Okay, the energy around him is, let me just see, is the Wheel of Fortune. Many different changes this month. We're going to see some changes. Wheel of Time, constant changes. On his mind is the 9 of Cups. So, you know, that's like he thinks everything is in his mind right now. And see, this 9 of Cups, even though there's a lot going on, I always use this card as a card of confusion too. Because in most decks, when you look at this card, there's something, you know, there's something going on differently, right? So he's happy as a pig. This is like, to me, this is like a little green pig. He's happy as a pig, right? But the problem is there's so many things going on and his eyes are closed. So he's happy. He doesn't really know what's going on. Like everything in his right now is going good for him, but that's only because he's not really seeing everything. You understand what I'm saying? So he's in a good spot. 7 of Swords is he's trying to look at the fox next to him. So the people next to him are foxes. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. It's not him attacking. Like, he's on the defense. He's on the defense, but he has his cunning people right beside him that are ready to attack. So it's not really him attacking. He doesn't have the ability to attack, even though he's on his defenses. He's not even able to protect himself. Because if you look at this wooden beam, it's not over his stomach. So it's not protected. He's vulnerable. Like it's behind him. So you're defending yourself. You don't have a leg to stand on to defend yourself. You're not able to defend yourself. And you left yourself vulnerable for attack. So he needs to look at, yeah, you have some foxes, some cunning people. And he has stuff coming. So even though he's happy as a freaking pig, he's got attacks coming everywhere. And it's not just Republicans. And if you look on the side, there's people from his own party or even in his own administration coming after him. And he has someone that he thinks is an attack dog, like that has his back, that's going to attack everybody. But no, remember, a fox is cunning. So, and to Biden, because this looks like that Om sign, like people use. I'm not sure when they're meditating and stuff. So he's like he's content, but let's see what else is going on. Emotions. He's got he's thinking he's emotional. He thinks everything. It's like he's in a place of emotions and also anger. So the Seven of Rods is in the middle. That's telling me defensive. He's angry about having to defend himself. He's like emotional. He's dealing with emotions. What's going on in his... Look at this. It's like there's so much going on in the administration. Like I said before, there's so much going on in the administration. But the problem with all the things that are going on in it, they all want something different. See, none of these are the same. Even if you're trying to stand and hold your ground emotionally or whatever, everybody wants something different. So if you look at these lines, even though they're somewhat coming from the same place, they're a little chaotic. Like, you know, like these two are crossing, these three are going this way, these two are going that way. So there's no rhyme or reason. And then all these cups are completely different. You know, they're all different. Even though they're all on the same ground level, like they're all on the same foundation, they're all different. I want to go look into Susan Rice, because I'm hearing a lot about Susan Rice as the one who's kind of running things in this administration. I want to look at that. So you guys remind me to look at that later on. And then there's also a thing about hoarding and protecting themselves and protecting their own interest. And, you know, so the foundation of them protecting themselves and their own interest, that's what their foundation's on, and to hoard as much as possible. So to hoard their wealth, what they can get, their possibilities, their standing, their power, to hoard it, to hold on to it and stand their ground. Like they're like, whatever's going on, I'm going to stand firm in this, but I'm going to kind of do whatever I need to do to hold on to my power, my wealth, this and that. And the Emperor, there's that Trump energy. So is something about Trump going to come out? Or is there another leader? Is there another leader that's like got Trump energy? Or they see that everything's going to go to Trump in the end? Or what's something this month in the administration's going to deal with Trump and his authority, or someone else's? Who else has a Trump energy? Someone else authority. So it's either going to be Trump in the mindset of their administration this month, his power, his base, or someone that's kind of like Trump. Was DeSantis also an emperor? I think so. Could be DeSantis, could be Trump. But for some reason, or it could be both. Let's see. What's going on in this family? Okay, the Queen of Rods. So, who is that? This is an angry woman, sexual woman. Could be your daughter. He's the magician. Could be, what's her name? Jill. Is she angry? She's controlling everything. This is the energy of anything is possible. Control. And going to do it without thinking on anger. So, is Jill or who else is in the family? Maybe the daughter going to control something and is angry about something? Oh, what does this mean? Hold on. Yeah. I'm thinking it could be the daughter of the, or it could be Jill. And there's another person that's kind of controlling Biden, another man. It could be Biden's brother. Every time I usually say brother, you guys are making me, you guys are thinking that I'm talking about Hunter's brother. Because I just say, oh, his brother. I'm talking about Jim or Joe, Jim, I think his name is. Could be him. This person is, he lives in the gray. You know what I'm saying? And he closes his eyes to certain things and he's opened his eyes to certain other things. Whoever this is. But there's something going on in the family household. There's some anger. There's some manipulation going on. It could be even Hunter is acting out without thought. Or Jill wants to control Hunter. And his acting out on thought, and she's bringing someone else in to control him, or she is angry and she's acting out and she's controlling a situation to like on the attack. So I don't really understand what's that mean, because we don't really know what's going on in like her family. Like unlike Trump's, they were in the news and stuff. They hold a lot of that in. What else should I look at it? Jesus. Oh. How did I get those in here? Lord. Okay. What can we look forward to this month in Biden's energy? Us people in America can look forward to with Biden's energy this month. A lot of illnesses. This is about... This card is usually good in regards to money. This is a card that's usually good in money, business, or it's also saying it's time to stack your chips, time to reinvent yourself, time to make a business or something like that. That could be what it means. Or it could be a sentence like people in businesses, people's money is going to be, people's money in businesses is going to be affected by illness. And lo and behold, we're going to have to be strategic and not come from a place of planning from emotions. Like the Queen of Cups, she makes a plan and she implements it and she oversees, but it's from an emotional place. And that's where we can't do it. So I'm really thinking that remember I said before to hold, and I see this lady with something over her head. So to me, that's like shield your head, your thoughts, shield your head, your thoughts and what you see, basically, and be prepared for more illnesses coming in this month. And don't plan from a place of emotions, have some critical thought theory. And if you are a business person, come from critical theory instead of, don't work from fear. Use thoughts. Let's see what else can we do. How's Biden's month going to go of August with his Magician energy and the Lover's energy dueling? How is this month going to go for him? He's stuck. He's sick. He's sick. Ooh, look at this. Could mean an actual death, but I did see him in power in 2022 or the end of something. So I feel like maybe he's feeling stuck. There's kind of a way of stick, or his illness, something that's going on with him is going to end, or a part of his illness is going to end. Or, he's going to go from this illness in a new direction. He's going to end maybe how he's dealing with something and go in a new direction. What does that mean? He's coming from a place of a fat pig. Like he's still happy as a fat pig right now, but he's also trying to hold on. I think he's also trying to hold ground and hold on his foundations and hold on what he he got to kind of stand his ground. So something's going on with him. And what I said for this month, something in regards, I think COVID's going to be a big thing this month, even though it's been. But I think it's going to kind of maybe change. Like, we've been on the same, something's going to change in regards to COVID this month. Meaning that the approach that they're using is going to change. I wish it was, you know, that's sad. I wish it was like an illness, he was going to get sick and die. That would be wonderful. Isn't that horrible? I'm sorry for you. But I think Biden's the worst thing that happened, you know, to our country and going forward. So the status quo, maybe because the status quo that's been going on with COVID, with these things, that maybe they're going to change it or end some aspect of it. But he's still, I feel like he's still gonna be stubborn and hold his ground on some of the things. On 4 major things, he's still gonna hold his ground. Is that have to do with COVID? But it's like he's not living in reality. This is like the have a hopes and wishes and everything, but you know, it's the gluttonous card. This is a card of a gluttony. You know, like you're not. His eyes are closed. It's like you're getting fat off of this gluttony, but you're not really noticing the problems, the real problems. You know, your eyes are closed. So I don't really understand. I see how this is kind of like, I'm saying it could be this or it could be that. If this was like the Paladina deck and I was on Trump, it wouldn't be like, oh, this is this and this and that. It would be, this is the story and this is how it goes. It's like he dictated to his spirit guides, say this is how it goes. Whereas Biden, his energy is kind of chaotic, and it's like trying to figure out his voice, his energy's voice. And it's like my spirit guides aren't able to, like, it's like the beat is off. You understand what I'm saying? Like our beat is not on the same thing. Okay, this is it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.